Recently, Glenn Beck on Fox News aired this footage of a man being beaten to death on camera, such that their host could offer this reaction.
America, how have we arrived at this place? Is it capitalism that has failed here? Is it the greedy, evil corporations? Is it because there's no cap and trade, no health care, not enough social justice? Is it because of the Republicans? Or is it because of them Democrats? Or is it the fact that just like some of our new money doesn't say now, God is no longer trusted in America. Instead of God being held up, he's being taken down. 10 Commandments at a courthouse? What, are you kidding me? That's horrible. Take it down. Thou shalt not kill? That's too controversial. Darren Albert, he was an honor student. He was not part of either gang. According to witnesses, he was just trying to help a friend and got caught in the crosshairs. He was, as you can see in the video, whacked in the head with a railroad tie. As he lay on the ground, he was repeatedly punched and kicked, and then hit with a railroad tie again. He died. As I watched that video, I thought to myself, what has happened to us? How have we come to a place where the value on human life is so incredibly low?
I'm not sure what you mean, Glenn, that people are occasionally killed, or that major news outlets have started showing snuff films of people being beaten to death, simply so they can speculate that the cause was not enough people believing in their Bronze Age desert myths.
How is it the kids in this video are just standing around watching it? They jump in, start swinging and kicking at will. We've seen playground fights before, but when did the line in the sand get moved on us? Maybe not even moved, just completely erased. How have we come to a place when a kid is down on the ground, holding his head, lying on the ground, it becomes the norm to pile on and hit and kick and hit and kick and hit and kick and...
Simple, Glenn. It's not the norm. You are 100% absolutely, categorically talking bull. People who are down are not normally beaten to death. This is not the norm.
How have we come to a place where the reaction of the kids who have witnessed this horrifying, brutal murder wasn't tears or even shock? Let me show you a young girl in the video as they are dragging the body into the building. Watch. At least somebody is screaming, "We need help, we need an ambulance." We just missed it. We were past it. This girl, she wasn't in tears. She and others were mostly calm. They were cool. They were collected. Or were they indifferent? I don't know. What about the kid videotaping this? Can you put the camera down for a second? Stop laughing for 2 seconds? Stop saying, "Damn," and maybe help save the kid's life? No. You can't do that. Got to make sure we get a sweet video clip for YouTube.
And Fox News, of course. Well, let me firstly say, Glenn, that I think the moral decline started when major news outlets started showing people being beaten to death. I mean, this sort of thing's been available on the web since its inception. But to show it on a major news channel, simply so you can imply via some woolly speculation and rhetorical questioning that the imaginary straw boogeyman held within the prejudice of your viewers is to blame, is as cheap as it gets. And with that, let's let Glenn go off on a rhetorical question tirade.
America, how have we arrived at this place? Is it capitalism that has failed here? Is it the greedy, evil corporations? Is it because there's no cap and trade, no health care, not enough social justice? Is it because of the Republicans? Or is it because of them Democrats? Or is it the fact that just like some of our new money doesn't say now, God is no longer trusted in America?
Well, firstly, Glenn, the money did not have God is no longer trusted in America written on it. Secondly, that's not been removed from the money. But putting that aside for a moment, it has nothing to do with what's written on the money. I mean, by all means, please prove me wrong. I mean, I would love to see the study where you show the correlation between having "In God We Trust" written on the money and violent behaviour of any sort. I mean, really, seriously. In that footage you showed about the guy being beaten to death, all of those people were carrying money which said "In God We Trust" on it, and they still killed the guy in cold blood.
Instead of God being held up, he's being taken down. 10 Commandments at a courthouse? What, are you kidding me? That's horrible. Take it down. Thou shalt not kill? That's too controversial.
Well, yeah, it is. You can't fight a war without killing people, and you clearly idolize the people who have trained to kill people in such a fashion.
To military bases in Iraq, where real heroes have gathered.
But it's interesting that Glenn chose arguably one of the least contentious of God's commandments to strawman. I mean, while God is dishing out the commandments to Moses, he includes such gems as, and I quote God here, "Thou shalt not commit poets to live," and "He who curses his mother or father shall surely be put to death." Or even better, the way that when God's making his covenant with Moses, that's his chosen people, he gives them a prohibition against worshipping graven images, but fails to include a similar exclusion for paedophilia. Yeah, Glenn, I'm sure the moral decline really started when we stopped burning witches, as directly commanded by the God of the Bible and explicitly reinforced by Jesus.
Can't pray in school. No. Can't sing Christmas carols in this country because that is too offensive.
And so Glenn continues to connect the invisible dots. Yeah, right. If these people had sung Christmas carols, then this murder would never have happened. After all, we all know there is a strong correlation between murder rates and singing Christmas carols.
So if those who don't believe in God are growing, what do they fill the void with? Well, stuff, things, power, careers, money, celebrities, politics, government.
What the? All those things that you're listing, Glenn, they're all things that religious people fill their lives with. I was under the impression that it was virtually impossible, on practical grounds, to get into the US government unless you were actually a practicing Christian. I mean, remind me again how many godless folk there are in Congress?
Oh, government now will solve all of your problems. Put your faith in government, not God. Put your faith in government, Barack Obama.
That's President Hussein, the Christian. Is Glenn really saying here that you shouldn't trust a Christian leader?
America, I have a question for you. Why do you think we're as powerful as we are or have been? What did we do different than other countries? Are we just superior human beings? No. It's because we recognized God's authority. It says so in our Constitution. All men, actually, our Declaration of Independence, all men are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights.
Oh, swing and a miss, Glenn. Nothing like that in the Bible. Indeed, God even explicitly says in the Bible that not everyone has equal rights. He is his chosen people, and then there's everyone else. So which is right, Glenn? The Bible or the Declaration of Independence? And sorry, Glenn, but no, the American government does not recognize your particular brand of God, and never did. You should try England. Our monarch was chosen by God, and the Pope was chosen by God. In America, you just don't seem to have the same faith in God to appoint your leaders. Indeed, as I remember, you actually fought a war of independence such that you could govern yourself rather than being ruled by a leader appointed by God. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I seem to recall the use of the word tyrant to describe God's appointed leader in the Declaration of Independence.
You know, it really bothered me last week when I played that song with the kids, setting those words to the battle hymn of the Republic. Do you remember the battle hymn of the Republic? Have you read the words or sung the words lately? It has one of my favorite collection of words in any song. in the beauty of the lilies Christ...
Yeah, Glenn, that seems like a nice place to stop. But I really don't think you appreciate the irony of talking about the battle hymn of the Republic, some sort of bastion of morality. Those beautiful words, as you put it, were, of course, the tune to which Americans killed other Americans. Oh yeah, Glenn, you've come a long way since then. From Americans killing other Americans while singing about God, now to videos of Americans beating other Americans to death, simply for the ratings. And all while you sit there in feigned ignorance and spill your crocodile tears, while suggesting that the moral decline that you have displayed was due to 20th century civilization rejecting a poorly written set of goat herder myths.